Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. Excited to read for you today. Look, we're doing two hands this week. I do this twice a month. Every second week I come and do two hands for you, and hoping that I'm going to get different information. So I'm going to do one read with one deck, and then we're going to pick up those, put them away, and we're going to pick up a fresh deck, and we are going to go at it again, find out what other energy we can get for you. It's my effort in getting more energy out to the collective. So if you've been here before, you know that my readings are always for the week ahead. Whenever you find it, today, tomorrow, or next year, it's always going to be for the week ahead. Why? Because that's the way time works. When we're dealing in tarot, we're about the journey and not the destination. So it doesn't matter if I put a time frame on this reading, Pisces. It doesn't matter. It could happen in a week, in a month, in a year, right? Tell me about Pisces, please. What's coming up for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's going on for Pisces, please. We do have the Emperor. Interesting. Tell me why the Emperor is here, please, for Pisces. Why do we have the Emperor? We have the Strength card. The Emperor is coming in strong. Got the Five of Coins. This is somebody that you have not had contact with. This is a no contact reading. There's been no contact with the Emperor. We have the Four of Pentacles. Somebody has been shut off, shut down, not willing to share themselves, their time, their money. They've been very miserly. They've maybe even been hiding themselves away. This person, I feel, has been, I don't know, I'm going to say gaining confidence or building themselves up. We've got 5 and the 4 of Coins, which is a 9, and 9 of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. I feel like there is somebody who's been by themselves with the 5 of Pentacles, no contact with the Emperor. And I feel like you've been sort of hiding yourself away. Like, I don't feel like you're hiding from anybody, but I feel like you've been spending a lot of time by yourself. And it almost feels as though that's what you want. Like, it feels like you've been doing that for a reason. Somebody here is really working on themselves. And while they're working on themselves, they're not posting it online. They're not posting it on social media. Look how much I've healed. They're not doing that. I feel like you, Pisces, are doing it on the down low by yourself. That you've just been gaining strength, gaining momentum, being courageous. I feel like you now have your eye on the prize. It feels like your courage is at an all-time high. I want to say with this Leo energy that I feel like Leo season is going to be a prominent time for you, a busy time where you're going to start excelling and figuring out exactly what it is that you want in this life. I feel like you're now gaining confidence. I think at the beginning you were alone. You had no contact with this Emperor. And I don't know how that factors in here, but you were alone. This person may have just ditched you. You could have Taurus or Capricorn in the chart, possibly. We do have Aries here as well as Leo. Tell me about this Emperor, please. Why do we need to know that the Emperor is here? Tell me why the Emperor is here. We have the Sun. Somebody's had a breakthrough. The Emperor has had a breakthrough. Tell me about the Sun, please. We have the Four of Swords. It's because this person has been healing. I feel like they have something to say, but they've kind of been sleeping on it. I feel like they've been healing from a broken heart or a wound, some sort of wound that they have here with the Three of Swords. But we do have this person who is kind of sleeping on the fourth sword. So it's like they keep it close to them because they're trying to get clarity or reasons or reason with themselves or realizations. I feel like somebody's trying to get balance within the self, stability of the mind. I feel like somebody during this healing process has had some sort of a major breakthrough about you, Pisces. And then we have the 6 of Coins. They now want to give you some type of reciprocity. Very interesting, though, because we do have Libra energy here with the 4 of Swords, and we do have the Libra energy that's in the hand of the person on the card for reciprocity. I feel like this person, what they want with you is balance. I feel like they want to even the scales or make something right. It feels like they feel like they're indebted to you or they owe you something. Like maybe you said something or did something that gave them the breakthrough or the realization. They feel indebted to you. and they want to offer you balance. Tell me why there's been no contact with this Emperor, please. Tell me why there's been no contact with the Emperor for Pisces. We have the Devil. We have the Judgment. Somebody made a bad decision. Yeah. The Emperor picked the wrong one. The Emperor made a bad decision. The Devil is here, and the Judgment card is here, and we do have the Wheel of Fortune. I do really strongly feel that this is a reconciliation of sorts. I feel like this is somebody you've had no contact with at all, maybe for the last 5, 9 years, 5, 6 years maybe, that you've had no contact with this person, that since they've been away or since you saw them last, they have become an emperor. I don't think that this person was always an emperor. I don't think that they were an emperor the last time you saw them. But I feel like with this Judgment card in the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's faded. Now it's time. So there was a reason that you two were separated from each other, and I feel like it had to do with some sort of toxicity, and the toxicity could have been fear. Maybe this person was fearing like they weren't enough, but now they're the Emperor. I feel like this person felt like they were maybe in fear. This person was feeling like they were stuck somewhere. We see somebody here in a cage, but the door is open and they couldn't move anytime that they wanted to, but they felt like they couldn't. They felt like they couldn't move forward. It was like it was mental conditioning almost. That maybe is from their past, I want to say. Tell me more about this Emperor, please. Why does the Emperor want to give Pisces reciprocity all of a sudden? This person's ready to settle down. The King of Coins is here. Empress is in the reverse. This person feels as though they're not enough for you, that they don't have enough or haven't accumulated enough, even though they are the Emperor. It feels like maybe with the Empress in reverse, they feel like you are not interested, that you're not interested in them, that you're following your own path, that it truly is over with the Empress. The Empress being in the reverse tells me that this person sees you as somebody who might have been in the past unreasonable, somebody who just wasn't balanced, somebody who wasn't taking care of themselves physically, mentally, spiritually. I feel like that has changed because the King of Pentacles is here. I feel like you are now far more stable, more abundant. I feel like this person maybe didn't choose you. You could have been someone who was older than them. And I feel like this person, with the Empress being in the reverse, that maybe you weren't of an age to have children. I mean, older. So I feel like you could be older than the Emperor and maybe not in your childbearing years. And maybe that factored in as to why the Emperor didn't choose you. But we do have transformation here. First, I want to look at the Sun, though. Tell me what the breakthrough is for the Emperor. Now, if this Emperor hasn't had this breakthrough yet, they will probably be having it in the week ahead. You probably are looking at probably hearing from them before the end of the month for some of you. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Chariot. Look, the Emperor has had a relationship go, yeah, it's done. A long-term relationship has come to a painful end, and he's out of there. The Emperor's out. So we do have the Chariot energy, right? This person has realized where the victory is, and the victory is with you. Tell me more about this. Tell me what happens with the Emperor and Pisces, please. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So I feel like there is movement here now. There's movement in the mind, right? This person has finally digested that whatever situation they were in is over. And it doesn't mean that they've parted ways with that person yet. It doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like there is somebody here who is kind of keeping all of that under wraps because of, we do have the Chariot energy here, and that's Cancer energy. I'm keeping it all under wraps until I get to the point of victory. But this person is going to have a realization, if they haven't had it, a breakthrough with the sun. They are also growing. So this person is like spiritually, financially, in their career, they're in a growth spurt, and I feel like they outgrew a long-term relationship. We've got the Knight of Coins, which tells me it's been years since you two have seen each other, but when this person arrives, and the Knight of Coins pointing into the past tells me that you already know this person. And we have the Two of Pentacles. There is going to have to be a decision made in the Pentacle world about what we're doing next. And I feel like this Six of Swords is telling me that it's time for us to probably move forward here. We have the Nine of Swords. I feel like this person's really nervous about how you're going to react, because I feel like with the Empress energy in the reverse, either this person, I feel like they made a bad call on you. Like, I feel like they saw you as an Empress in reverse. Maybe they wanted to have children and felt like you were in an age where you wouldn't be having more children or any children. It feels like they looked at you as someone who maybe was out of touch with the self, or possibly that you had harsh words to say. Maybe you had no self-control. And I'm not saying any of those things are true about you, Pisces, but I feel like this is the way that this Emperor was viewing you. But I feel like that's changed because of the Death card. I feel like they have a very different view of who you are now. They see you as the King of Cups. Yeah, it's a realization. There it is. They see you as the King of Cups, somebody who they realize now keeps their feelings at bay. You are somebody who is emotionally intelligent, emotionally wise, which means that you're not subject to outbursts of emotion. You know how to keep it together. You know how to keep it all together under the surface, but that you are somebody who is really, really deeply loving and kind. You could be also having Scorpio or Cancer in the chart possibly, but we do have Scorpio energy here. There is some sort of big revelation that's happening here. I feel like this person is going to arrive back in your life. I feel like there's a break in the no contact here. Someone's breaking no contact, and I feel like you're going to hear from this person. They've been watching you. Page of Swords. This is, if you've been seeing the one other on your stories on Facebook, or maybe you've been seeing people looking at your stories on Instagram, or people liking and you don't know who they are. I feel like this person is using a different ID. I think they're using a different ID just so they can continue to watch you. They know that you're the soulmate. They know that they are your soulmate, King and Queen of Cups. They know that they are deeply connected to you, and they've come to a realization. The Sun, there's just no way that we're not connected. I can't pretend we're not connected anymore. And I feel like it causes a tower when this person arrives to tell you, you were right, we are soulmates. That's what it looks like here. All right. Let's find out what's going on here. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, more Scorpio, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, and Taurus, Virgo, and Pisces energy. We've got Cancer, Leo, could happen in Leo season, just coming up on the 22nd here. We also have more Leo and the Emperor, who is Aries. All right, all right. One more hand for Pisces. Excuse me. Tell me what else is coming up for Pisces in the week ahead, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what else is coming up for Pisces. Tell me what else is coming up for Pisces in the week ahead, please. What's coming up for Pisces? We do have the Strength card. It's Leo energy again, talking about possibly Leo season, or finding the courage for something. Something you might have the courage to face something that you couldn't face before, I think. And you might be getting that courage in Leo season. We do have the Death card. Maybe there's somebody who passed away in your life, Pisces, and if that's you, I'm really sorry. It could mean literally that someone in your past has passed away, and maybe you're just coming face to face with it now. You might be just finding the courage to come face to face with it. That this transformation, I feel, it was something that I feel like you're seeing the lesson instead of the suffering, because when we when we decide to sort of live in the sadness of it, and we don't learn the lesson, it's always hard when someone leaves the earth. And sometimes it's in ways that are terrible and awful. So if that was you, I'm really sorry. But I feel like something here, this transformation has taught you something. It's made you stronger. It's made you far more courageous. I think that, and this happened when my brother passed away as well. It made me realize that this life is really, really short. And I became courageous and started putting things in place that I never had in place before, that resulted in me ending up leaving my job and getting having a business, right? We've got the Ace of Swords here, and we've got the Ten of Cups. It does feel like it's for some of you, I feel like I'm speaking about somebody here who may have passed away, and you've come to a realization that it was terrible. It's always terrible when we lose someone that we love a lot, especially if they're family members, or someone who feels like family, or a close friend, or someone that we had so many good times with. I feel like you're having some sort of a realization. A realization, because I feel like you've been stuck here for a while in the Hanged Man energy. That's your energy, right? Piscean energy. Trying to see, like, we start looking at it like why my person? Why wasn't someone else's person? Why was it my person? Like, we start sort of blaming the universe or blaming God for our troubles, right? I hear a lot of people say, well, why would God let that happen? Well, it's not anything like that. It's like you picked the plan before you came here, and you decided that there are things that you wanted to learn. And you are in contact with some people in your life, and not all of them are going to be there forever, whether they decide just to walk off or they end up walking off the earth, one of the two. You are realizing, getting a different perspective on this, that you don't have to stay in the sadness of somebody's passing, that you can actually live because they couldn't. That you can actually, like, it's like a new door opening or a realization, right? She's got the revelation around her head here. It's a realization that I just need to get up and live my life to the fullest in honor of the person I may have lost. I feel like whatever this is that came to an end, it could be a relationship, it could be you got let go from a job. It feels like it's something tragic. It doesn't have to be death. It's the end of something. But please realize that the only reason that something ends so something else can begin. And sometimes that ending will cause other people to live because of the ending. I think that's rather beautiful. Tell me about the Strength card, please. So what does Pisces now have strength to do? Because I feel like you're learning the lesson, or the Ace of Swords wouldn't be here. You're learning the lesson rather than living in the sadness or the suffering, because it's only suffering if you don't get the lesson from it. We do have the Five of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Cups. Look at that energy. You go from saying, look, you're never going to convince me that this was ever anything that needed to be a lesson for me. It's like somebody's like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that I was supposed to learn a lesson from this. Just let me be in my sorrow. Just let me be in my suffering. And there is a place for that. We all need to go through the stages of grief. But I feel like somebody here was like, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your position on death. I don't want to hear your position on people leaving your life. I don't want to hear it. Just don't tell me. I feel like you sort of pulled away from people, because I feel like people were trying to help you through the grief, but you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it. But I feel like with these two fives here, I don't feel like you stay in that energy very long. This is quick change, right? When I see 1-5, it is lack of the mind, lack of being able to make a clear decision, fighting and arguing with people because they have a different outlook on whatever ended. Maybe people will say to you, look, you were supposed to lose that job because there's something better coming. And who wants to hear that? In the midst of devastation, no matter what the devastation is, whatever you've lost, who wants to hear that? But I feel like what you're realizing now, that the Nine of Cups is here. That train, that light at the end of the tunnel was not a train. It's actually your wish fulfillment coming in. And I feel like you start to gain speed and momentum here. I feel like with the Strength card, you start to gain courage. You start to feel like, okay, well, Maybe I was supposed to go through some sort of, it's not ever going to change whatever you lost, whether it's a job or a lover or somebody in your life. It's never going to change that. But I feel like finding the courage to move forward and be happy is a way to celebrate the people that we've lost or the thing that we've lost. Tell me about the Strength card. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Lovers. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like someone here finds the strength to carry on. So I feel like once you get to this place of strength and courage, once you see that, once you face it, you finally face it and realize that there's no way that you can just tank the rest of your life because you lost this, whatever it was. I feel like the realization, the download that you get, the aha moment or the realization you get is that I am courageous and I can carry on. I feel like that you reconnect to people, reconnect to friends, reconnect to a soul tribe. It's time to celebrate the person who passed, the job you lost, whatever it was that came to an end. It's time to celebrate that, because the only reason that something ends is so something else can begin. It causes, when we lose people, for sure, when we're losing people in our lives, it causes grief, but it also makes us look at life differently. We start to live life differently. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this here tells me that somebody has decided that they're going to celebrate the life of the person that they lost, if that's it, or they're going to celebrate the choice that somebody made to let them go from the job that they'd been at for 15 years. They're going to celebrate it, take a new path. And that new path, I feel, is going to be really lucrative. But there's no way that we can plant this pentacle if we don't see it, if we can't see it's there, if we can't look far enough into the future to see that there actually is an opening with hope, something that will change our lives. I feel like this, whatever it was, did change your life. And I feel like you're starting to realize that here, and you're going to celebrate that. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you realize that life is not over for you. Just because you lost this executive position that you worked all of your life for, maybe you went to school for a long time for this position and you lost it. I feel like the realization is, look, the universe only removes something to give you something better. They might remove a person from your life, so you will learn the value of life and that you live this particular life just once. And you're supposed to gain as much as you can in this life. And I don't mean in a material sense. I mean in an abundant sense. Friends, family, not talking about material things. It goes from the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. You realize that you have a whole life to live, and that there is another job out there that's going to pay a whole lot more than this other job did, or that there is, I'm still here on the earth. I can still find a lover. I can get married. I can have children, right? We have the Queen of Wands here and the Two of Wands. That's 3 wands. I feel like you were waiting for this. You may have been waiting for this reading, but I feel like you were waiting for this, the momentum, which I think is the Pentacles. The momentum. I'm going to tell you that if you decide to take one step, put one foot in front of the other, even if you're completely in the dark, my friend, if you are in the darkest of your darkest days, take one step. And then take one more. If that's all you can do, then do that, because I feel like it's going to lead you to the 10 Pentacles. Tell me what else Pisces is supposed to do from here, please. Advice for Pisces, please. The King of Pentacles. For some of you, it could have been a loss of money. We've got the Chariot. It could have been a big, huge impact to your finances. Maybe you lost a house. Maybe you lost your car. I feel like it feels like it is something that was pretty huge here, but it caused you to reevaluate. It caused you to be practical. It caused you to look at the situation in a practical way and realize that you're still holding the seeds. You're holding the seeds of the intention, and when you throw those seeds, you finally have a path, one foot in front of the other. No matter how dark it is, you can always take one step and then one more step. We do have the 7 of Pentacles, which is growth. It also is waiting and nurturing the self. Look, if you've gone through this loss, whatever the loss was, money, an impact of your finances, maybe you lost your house, maybe this economy is so freaking crazy that everybody's going through terrible things, and I'm sorry if it's you, and if you've lost a loved one, I feel like that there's nothing that you could have done to keep this person on the earth, but you can certainly live your life in a way that they would be excited for you. You certainly can. Because of this loss, I feel like you make a really big decision to throw your seeds of intention and then nurture yourself for a while. What comes of that? King of Swords. Then you're going to tell other people. You're going to become a teacher. You're going to become really clear on how you survived this most devastating thing that I feel you've already gone through. I'm not predicting anything bad is coming. This is in the past position. This is something that you've already lost. And I feel like it was for a reason. And it doesn't mean the reason is not that that person was supposed to die. That's not what I'm saying. Or that the job was supposed to let you go. I feel like in spite of it all, that this is really beautiful reading, that now you've got the lessons that you can teach other people about the truth of things, right? The truth, the honesty, and the justice. And I feel like you're just facing it head on now because your courage is here. You're facing the lion, right? I feel like you're now just facing it head on and just being really honest with people. Look, I've gone through this. I made it through. I got some clarity. Yes, I love this person. Yes, I love this job. It was my favorite thing to do. I had to leave my family there, but life does go on. And because of that loss, is the reason, even more reason for you to celebrate life, and that life does really go on. I'm going to leave that right here. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I hope somebody needed to hear that today. I'm going to go Pisces, my two fishes friends. Love you guys to death. I'm out. Bye-bye.